sound words of advice. Can I ask Brendan Carr, candidate for Cabra Finglas electoral area, Dublin City Council, to address conference?
Thank you, Chair. Delegates, the citizens of this country have proven their resolve in what possibly the worst crisis we have ever gone through. The families in this country did not cause it. They could not prevent it, but they were the solution to it. When the chips were down, ordinary decent people got stuck in and paved the way for a brighter future for their children. 3 years ago, the people of this country asked a question of the Labour Party. If we could lead them through a dark period and make sure that the future for their children was going to be secure, while at the same time ensuring that the most vulnerable people in our society would not be sacrificed and have to pay for the negligence, arrogance and outright carelessness of the previous self-indulgent government. Delegates, we answered that question. And I am proud to say that we have delivered on what so many commentators thought was an impossible task. At the time, however, we had a choice. We could have decided not to take on the responsibility and sit back and allow ordinary, decent, working families be battered into the ground in the hope that they would somehow follow us as a result of their bruising experience. But our commitment and loyalty to the citizens of this country is not founded on political slogans or self-interested power, but on the fundamental principle of fairness and moral conviction. Despite being handed a broken economy and a disillusioned society, in just 3 years, the Labour Party has defied the odds. We've restored Ireland's economic sovereignty. We've insisted that there was no increase in income tax. We protected Carr social payments for those, social welfare payments for those who needed it most. And last year alone, we've created 58,000 new jobs. But the Labour Party's greatest achievements and one of the key objectives in protecting our society was to invest heavily in our children's future. Despite the abundance of money being available to the previous government, they decided to fuel the greed of a few individuals rather than invest in the future of our citizens. To address this neglect, a massive investment programme has been implemented by a Labour Minister for Education, Rory Quinn. Labour has ensured that the mistakes of the past will never be made again by ensuring that all our children be given an equal and thorough education so they can make prudent choices based on the common good. An example of this commitment is in my own area, where Gael School Varlet, which was promised to the people at Cabra for decades and never delivered on, is now on the verge of construction as a result of Labour being in government. Delegates, education is the heart of our plans to restructure our country to prosperity, and the policies and the actions of our party is testament to this. And on that note, there is one thing I need to clarify. At no stage, ever, it was the policy of the Labour Party, and it is not the policy of the Labour Party, to replace religion in our schools with any other subject. That's a misinformation being given out about this party, and Tarnish, I would urge you to try and clarify that point.
Okay, thank you very much, Brendan.
But to the contrary, the Labour Party is an all-inclusive party. We have invested massive in our schools. In St John Bosco, my own school, in the Navan Road, my kid goes. That's a Catholic school. It's getting massive investment from the Labour Party. But the Labour Party will ensure that the failed policies of individual greed, which lived in our society for so long, will never ever rise again above the policies of equality, fairness and the common good.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Can I ask Councillor Michael O'Donovan